And I'm back as your favorite customer hero, Mega Kai, bringing to you the quarterfinal round between GTB and or Go to Bed and KT, or the old Rambo team. You guys who missed me for the last couple of weeks, I was away in Australia at PAX, and I also missed the pool play for C&D. But I'm back here to bring you as many of the games I can possibly bring you. We'll see, we'll see how that goes during the next couple of days. I did bring to you the musical stylings of AU4, a new band out of Canada, which has captured my attention, so I'm just playing a bit of music there while we waited for the game to load. But yeah, as I said before, we are going to see KT versus GTB. It is going to be an interesting matchup. Both of those teams topping off their respective pool play. GTB only getting sort of second place and getting two wins, one loss, whereas KT winning 3 for 3. And so it is slightly in terms statistically in favour of KT. They are the old Rambo team. They did play exceptionally all the way through their pool play, on focus, didn't miss a beat. GTB is new to the Kiwi Challenge scene. They did suffer a little bit in their pool play earlier on, but hey, let's get into the plugins like we normally do. Just quick up. This event was brought to you by D2NZ. It is a New Zealand-based Facebook group. You can track their progress on www.facebook.com/Dota2 New Zealand. If you can watch the game live, then I suggest adding D2NZ to your Steam account, and so you can watch those games in game, throwing your support behind them, because they are putting all this effort into running the event themselves. I primarily do this for my own sort of development, but also people that may not be aware, you can't watch lobby game IDs later. You can only those who partook in the actual playing of the game can watch those IDs later. So this is up there for those that didn't catch up on the game. But yeah, show your support to D2NZ, and I'm on Steam, and also follow their Facebook page, because you know, the more likes they have, the more polling power they have. Doing a plugin there for Southern Cross Dota New Zealand. Southern Cross Dota being a community hub for the Australasian network. They have vlogs, they have forums. You can sign up if you want to learn how to cast, all kinds of different things. Go along, you won't be disappointed. They have some excellently structured forums, and Vix, she's very, very good at running her site. This is game 1 of the best of 3 for the semi-final, or I should say the quarter-final. That is a bit of a misprint there, between Taiko or KT versus GTB, or Go to Bed. The game is already underway, so let's jump into the game. I am flying solo. I have no Coco. I have no co-caster, which I try to round up somebody, but you know how it is. And we're into the game now. You can see there in the early stages of the first pickups for the bands, Dire, they're banning off the Trent and the Alchemist, I think, is very, very strong. Given that we see a lot of Alchemist play, and everyone knows their power of that Trent Global Heal, and also the power of that ult, and also the underestimated ability, which is Lich Seed. But going for that very, very first strong pick, GTB picking up Lifestealer. Lifestealer being that hero that everybody knows about. Excellent offlaner with so much potential with that lifesteal, with that rage, particularly that rage and that open wounds, can easily secure those kills. And then late game, well, mid to late game, when he gets it infest, amazing plays can be had by those players. On the flip side here, we've got the Radiant. They've picked up Visage and the Bat Rider in terms of their bans in their first banning part of the phase, and I think that's very, very strong. We do see a lot of play with Visage lately. Bat Rider, it's getting a lot of hate bans, so I got to be honest here. We don't see that much Bat Rider play, but he does dominate that mid position, and nobody likes fighting against a well-played Bat Rider. So that's not a wasted ban. All these bans being tier 1, it's tier 1 at this stage. For their pickups, however, they've picked up the Nyx Assassin as the first pick. Along with the Shadow Demon. I agree with the Shadow Demon. I'm not entirely sure Nyx Assassin was a great first pickup for the first two group, although I can't fault them because those heroes there are very, very good. Next with his Impale, not Impale, what is it called? It is Impale. That's how long I've been away. With that Impale, great initiation, can really help to sort of segregate heroes from the main group and help them shut them down, especially if they're already in a retreat pattern. You can just isolate somebody and pick them off, and by the time the communication's gone through to the rest of the team, hopefully you've already picked them off. But he's just really, really good as that roaming ganker, and he doesn't need items. He just sits into that trailing position and he does very, very, very well. Shadow Demon, on the other hand, he's doesn't have all this potential and damage, but he has that Soul Catcher. You watch this space, guys. That Soul Catcher, if played effectively, if played well, is one of the best skills that he has. Everyone plays him for his Shadow Poison and early game Shadow Poison and Disruption. It's that Soul Catcher, in my opinion, which turns the battles, because all that extra DPS just it means a godsend onto those tanky strength heroes. Going into this, last pick up there of Chen. We don't see much Chen play here for the Dire team or for GTB. Chen being one of those heroes that requires a bit of finesse in terms of how you're going to use them, what heroes you're going to, what creeps you're going to grab from the jungle, whether or not they spawn for you. You may be looking for that troll that has the net. He may not spawn for you. So it's a little bit about skill, a bit about micro body blocking, going to come into play when you play a Chen. But quickly moving along now into the second phases of bans. Look, all tier 1 bans here again with Bane, with Anti-Mage. Again, people are going to say Anti-Mage? Yeah, Anti-Mage has come back up through the ranks. Once he was the most premium farm pick, then he sort of fell out of popularity. He's back with a vengeance at the moment, and we see a lot of play with Anti-Mage in the Australian-New Zealand network. So I think that is a smart ban for Radiant here. Bans flying on very quickly. They don't want to face that Queen of Pain in the mid position. They've got a hero in mind, and they're sort of setting it up by taking out the Queen of Pain, by taking out that Rubik. They're taking out a bit of utility from the enemy team, so they have some idea as to what they're putting into their mid position. So that's a very good ban lineup. In terms of the picks, we're into the second stage of picking. Storm Spirit being picked up. Storm Spirit, Lifestealer Bomb is relatively obvious, and we do see here that KT didn't choose to ban that Storm Spirit. But at the same time, they've got an idea what they want in the mid position, and perhaps they saw this coming, and that's why they banned the Queen of Pain, because they know it's going to be a Storm Spirit in the middle. They don't want to give them any other option. Well, it could be a Storm Spirit in the middle, or a Queen of Pain, and they decided just to ban up that Queen of Pain. But you know, they've also set up themselves for what they want in the mid position by limiting down on reducing the number down of heroes that potentially could be counterpicked. Though I don't know if it's worked. I'm thinking about this a little bit more. They've picked up Storm Spirit, so maybe that Queen of Pain ban is actually going to work against them in this particular case. We'll like to see what they do pick up. And we see KT there picking up also a Weaver for that offlane position, very clearly offlane with Chen in this kind of support / jungling position and Lifestealer in the trail lane. They haven't given away too many draw cards either team, but it does look like, particularly at this stage of the draft, it is slightly in GTB's favour, because they have this great ability to Lightning Ball, Lifestealer Bomb, backed up with a Chen ult, so they have a lot of potential there to be able to just explode a lot of damage very, very safely because they know they can rely a little bit on this Chen ult. So I think that's a very, very solid pickup. On the other side, they also have a very, very solid pickup. Nobody is subpar picking at the moment. They pick up a Conker, and everybody knows Conker Dallas used to be, back in TR1. Kunkka was the hero that you picked up with the early Dallas rush, and you just pretty much wiped the enemy team, and it was GG very, very early. Where Kunkka fits into this particular team, I'm not entirely sure. He could be in that mid position. He may be he may be babysat by the Nyx and Shadow Demon, which would be very, very powerful offensive tri-lane if they do that. But they've still got one slot open to see what they want to pick up. Meanwhile, the Darkseer being picked up for the Dire team. Darkseer, say it time and time again, no one is out does that solo lane like Darkseer. He is clearly the best hero for the offlane position, and there's no doubt. I have seen him being used in the mid lane position against a TA, and I've seen this crazy tri-lane thing where he doesn't pick up iron shells, but nah, where he sits, he does sit in that tri-lane. He can outpush anyone. He can go toe-to-toe with anyone solo. He can even take on an offensive or defensive tri-lane to some degree, particularly if it is a melee-orientated tri-lane, because of that iron shell. So he is always going to be a solid pickup. In terms of the last ban, man, again we see a lot of OD hate. A lot of OD pickup. OD being one of these heroes that's come back with such a huge, severe sort of following in the last couple of months. I'm not sure what it is about OD. Did I miss the memo? Was there a game where high-level players started playing OD? I don't know.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I took a break there just to type something in chat. But what do you say? OD getting a lot of hate lately. I'm not entirely sure why he's suddenly come back into favor, but he is very, very powerful, particularly in that mid lane position, and they have their own mid position picks. So this is probably a very, very smart play by GTB. They've realized that Conker is potentially going to be mid, but they want to make sure he's mid by eliminating the possibility of an OD. But OD can also fulfill this weird off-lane kind of carry position. I don't think that's where he fits well, but you do see a lot of play with it. And KT's ban of Jack is very, very good. Jack is in the top 3, along with Shadow Demon, along with Visage, that we see being picked up for this Toast Trial and supports. Very, very strong. You can't really fault them. What do I say? Very, very strong bands. But I've got to digress a little bit here about the sniper pickup. We saw a sniper pickup by TK in the first pool round where they won, and they got the very first rampage of the actual pool A play with that sniper. So we're gonna probably see a little bit of the same. They put the sniper into the tri lane with the Nyx and the Shadow Demon for a bit of a support. They babysit the sniper, and he's got this range. And my co-caster who's not with me at the moment, Avril, says that he's not great in that position because he doesn't have any lockdown, but he's got this amazing range ability that he could just sit back, and it forces the enemy team to try and engage him, and they need to engage him, otherwise he just gets so far here in CS. There's nothing they can do about it. And this is going to be a defensive tri lane with Nyx, with Shadow Demon in the bottom lane, Weaver in the long lane or the top lane, and Kunkka in the mid. I can't see any other formula where it might work. Possibly they might swap the role with Kunkka and Sniper, but it works so well. He's able to really get those last hits and apply those denies without any support from his support heroes, I guess you might say. He can do it quite comfortably. They can use a defensive disruption to save him. So I think this is good. And we see a Meepo pickup. This being the very, very first Meepo pickup ever for a premium game that I have casted. This is going to be exciting. I just got a comment in the global chat there, LOL Meepo, because I don't know if that is a smart pick at all. You have to be very, very good with a Meepo. Oh, I don't know. I've said it in some pub games that Meepo has this potential to steamroll away from the game. I think that you could, I think it was 18 minutes. I saw a level 25 18-minute meepo, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But that's the only good meepo play I've ever seen in a sort of higher end game. This was sort of a D&D game where he played meepo and he was playing pub, and he just totally raped everybody with his meepo play. I don't know if I'm going to see that. We're going to see that in this particular game, because meepo is one of the series who does require a little bit of finesse in order to. Oh, and D2NZ making a call here that the final pick actually was an error by GTB. Their team captain actually DC'd, so Meepo's not actually being picked up. We are remaking this game, so I will be coming back to you very, very shortly with this particular matchup. Just want to do a big shout out there to D2NZ and the guys from that group. I think it's Jimmy and Luke and a bunch of other guys. A bit of a plug in there. We're going to go back to music while we wait for this remake. It is going to be all pick. We will jump into the play very, very quickly. Apologies to those who are currently in the channel watching this live. We will be I'll be coming back to you very, very shortly with the remaked game. This is what happens sometimes, you know. It's just how it works, you know. I can't say anything. So here we go. Yeah, just gonna jump to some music, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Forewarning, this is not some cheesy gaming rap that you've grown accustomed to. Time for that is over. This is Rags. Some of you cats might also know me as anemic, and I'm about to go in on this thing we call Dota.
The battle begins.
Let's go. I'm the man in Dota 2. We can take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes. Yanking in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite. Yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the scrub, boy. He's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your rats getting murked. Demolished what's in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in Dota scrimmage. I was bossing in Dota 1, now I'm taking it to the sequel. Okay. Demolishing my enemies off equal. Yeah. This is abolition, there's really no competition. While tracking the expedition, I'm ready to get it kicked. First blood on me, homie, I'm a captain, you're a crony. If you're thinking it's anything else, I'ma need you to come over here and show me. Ha, I'm in the jungle, pulling them like Geppetto. And if you see that rapey, I'm telling you, don't meddle. I go hard, yeah, I'm playing for keeps, but I'm surrounded by these news who are yelling at me to feed. But I split them down the middle and turn them to nuclear feed. Then sprinkle their remains and I'm calling it legacy. Wipe his whole team and sweep him up with a broom. And you can't eat, that's how I be spelling doom. Watch for the back door, invasion in the womb. This is how it's going down when I'm playing Dota 2. I'm the man in Dota 2. We can take it to the scrimmage, and you know that I'll be winning. Just give it 30 minutes. Yanking in the lane. Hey, yo, he's in that gross. I see him trying to kite. Yeah, let's see just how far that goes. I carry in the scrub, boy. He's carried in the hearse. Your tier 2 towers and your rats getting murked. Demolished what's in my way from the start to the finish. Like I said in the beginning, I'm the man in Dota scrimmage. Call me lane support, disables initiators. Cranking out the fissure and told him the earth shaker.
And we're back with the actual game. The game being remade in an all pick mode. The last pickup actually being where's my mouse gone to? Here we go. My last pickup being actually Lion and not Meepo. So they're not as scared now. I do think this is a much stronger pickup. Meepo, obviously, I was very, very surprised with that Meepo pickup, but it was a DC pickup. So I just want to do a little shout out here to KT. I think you know, those who've followed my cast know that I have some affiliation with some members inside of KT, just because they were in the same clan as me for a little while. So and yeah, I just wanted to do a little shout out to them, because I think they've got the upper hand in this particular matchup. They are the more experienced team, so I do, in terms of the Kiwi Challenge series, so I do expect them to perform much better in terms of how they actually execute. And we did see some of the most extraordinary plays of the pool casts that I did of A and B. being made by this X Team Rambo team. I think they showed that they could go toe to toe with Team Diet and with some of the other teams that came through in the pool play quite easily. So they have the potential, and will they pick it off? And we can see here in the top lane, it is a try lane that consists of this kind of support from Nice as a jungler slash try laner. They have to be careful though, because they've only got 2 heroes in this lane, and if they don't know if it's an offensive try lane, but they're hoping it is going to be an offlaner, and it is, with Omni filling that traditional offlane position that he normally fills within his team slot. So let's see if he's going to play that. We've seen him play Puck, we've seen him play a number of heroes in an offlane, does so well, and as we expected before, we do see a Kunkka versus Storm through the mid. This is going to go the way initially of KT, Sol being one of those, their primary mid hero. We saw him play Night Stalker in a couple of games, and I think it was something out, I can't remember what else he played, but he played very well. I think it was might have been Shadow Fiend. Anyway, in any case, in the bottom we do see that sniper that we talked about earlier being in the bottom lane. We see with the support of those 2 strong supports there, and they are going against the Darkseers. So how's this going to actually work out? What's going to happen is this sniper is going to steamroll away in terms of CS and XP, because there's going to be no harassment. He's going to be able to just easily right click down those grub mobs that are Iron Shelled, while Kunkka in the mid lane, hopefully he doesn't get killed, but he should be able to out harass this Storm Spirit pre-level 6 quite easily. I can see he's taken a bit of damage, and I don't understand how that's actually occurred, because even with this overload, he extra damage from overload, he should be out harassing him just with the splashes, but I guess that's not going as he expected. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do see Weaver throwing a bit of harassment down onto line, potentially going to actually get this line, and this may be first blood right here. He tries to save himself with the stun. There's creeps, he doesn't want to commit, and he's forced to back out because he knows his Akuzi is too far away. Very close. You can see the power of Weaver, the power of Omni, I should say, as the offlane position, playing exceptionally well. And this is this sort of weakness of only running 2 heroes and 1 in the jungle. You can't really. They could have got a kill there if there'd been a traditional stun tri lane hero. They could have or immobilized him in some sort of fashion and then picked him off because they knew that Zakuzi was so far away. But hey, they're playing the game, not me. And Chen is not a hero to take lightly. So let's see how this unfolds, I should say. Miscast there. I have had a little break from casting, so I'm back into it now though. As you can tell, no co-caster for those who are currently plugging in. Normally I have a co-caster, couldn't find one tonight, so it's going to be me flying solo, having a crazy crack voice by the end of the night, and bringing to you less tactical knowledge of the actual game, because generally that's what I find to fill that slot as a co-caster. Let's take a quick look at CS while there's this sort of non-engagement slash harassment going on. We can see a Lifesteal is clearly sitting at the top of the table with 6. Yeah, see, look, you guys saw that. They came in to try and kill him with the stun and the thing. He didn't get a net creep, and so they can't. In any case, Lifestealer easily picking up top of the CS table in this tri-lane. Weaver being at 6, who's the opposing hero, so it is going to go in the favour. This is basically going to be a race. Is this he's going to go for an armlet first, you know. He's going for the medium short-term game. You know, normally as the Lifestealer, you go for that. If you're expecting the game to be a long-term game, you do go for that. Oh wow, no sentry wards. Don't give away the position. Omni chooses to escape via the shop. He does get away. Where's the sentry wards? There is one there sitting. Oh, there is one there, but he did escape in the right path. Very smart. No, that wasn't even his. That was his own sentry ward. So very smart play there by Omni. Look, choosing to escape in the right direction. Kind of a misplay by Nice. He could have cracked that ward much earlier, and they may have actually caught Omni, given that he was stunned. But hey, them's the breaks. Meanwhile, as we go back to CS, you can see in the bottom lane, Sniper is picking up a reasonable amount of CS. He is 6 CS behind Lifestealer, but I'm actually expecting this to turn around. He's getting CS, he's getting it unharassed. His supports are just farming up the jungle, doing what they do best, picking off the last hits on the creeps and stacking and pulling, giving their sniper a lot of room to breathe and a lot of extra potential CS. So that's going to work out. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they're kind of doing the same, but they don't have the same drive out potential. You can see here there's a huge push because they only single stacked. and that's XP wise, it's gonna work out for Omni. He's gonna be able to capitalize on that and actually catch up in levels, even though he's not getting the CS. Meanwhile, in the mid lane position, we see a bit of a rotation here. They're looking to try and catch somebody off guard, but instead, Kunkka's actually going to pick up that rune. He's bottled that DD. He's not going to rotate bottom. He's going to go back to mid. These two heroes, Chen and Darkseer, who's abandoned lane. We do see this on occasion. Darkseer opting to abandon the lane to get some earlier levels because there's just so much good coordination between KT's supports to sort of deny these waves, and there's a DC. In any case, as I was saying, we see this occasionally where Darkseer abandons the lane, and he chooses to abandon the lane because Darkseer, recast, Shadow Demon, and Nyx Assassin are doing very, very well to not only single pull but double pull a couple of these pulls, and it's just keeping the Shadow Demon down, and he wants that CS, he wants that early mechanism, or potentially that early Vanguard. I see it as all being mechanism, and he can't get that when he's being denied so well. I mean, on the top, they're not denying as strongly against this, and if I have a quick look at the levels, or XP per minute, we should see Weaver sitting see comfortably here. This 219 versus 112 for Darkseer. This isn't because he's abandoned the lane. This is because the coordination and the pulling and stacking from the Radiant team is far superior to that of what's happening on the Dire team, and so that translates to XP, which we saw earlier, that big double push that came through. He didn't get as many last hits, but he did get a lot of XP from that, and everyone says this is a game of farm. It's not necessarily a game of farm. It's a game of levels. Levels beat out items in the early part of the game. Mid to late phase, yes, obviously CS is going to come into play in terms of how important it is to have gotten that CS all the way through and not have died. But at this early level, it is about levels, and Omni thrives, or I should say, Weaver thrives in an environment when he gets levels. Now, if we have a quick look to see what the actual levels are, I may have to eat my own words, but no, he's sitting at 4. He's not sitting at the bottom of the table. He's doing okay. He's doing one level above that of Darkseer. Let's have a quick look at Darkseer's level bar. Yeah, so that just shows you the power, or the lack of power, that's coming out of the lack of pulling and stacking, or the denies that are coming out of the Dire team. Not as strong as the Radiant, but hey, it's still early game. Let's have a quick look and see what the graphs say, because we are paused. They say it's nothing, pretty much nothing in it. 300 XP and 500 gold is zip. You might as well say it's even, straight out even. In terms of my magical boat method, in terms see how things are going. You can see there's one completed set of boats. In fact, there's no boat pickup on KT. So how I for those who are new to how I cast, I have this boot measurement, and the boot measurement tells me how the game's actually progressing, because the graphs and bars and sort of levels, they don't always tell you a true story of what's going on. Items, on the other hand, tell you a true story of the psyche of the player and how they're expected to sort of unfold into the rest of the game. You can see here that the Lifestealer's picked up his phase boots. This means he's going to be moving on to his next tier item much more rapidly than, say, his counterpart, which is Sniper, who's sitting on no boots. He's got a lot of money. If I look at him now, he has got 1,692 gold. He could easily pick up his boots or complete two wraith bands or something. But the boots, it's secure. And if I look at Lifestealer, he's also got a reasonable amount of gold. Yeah, the boot method tells me that you can quickly move on to your next item. I don't know what to say. Just having a look at a bit of a question there for the competitors who are not aware of the rules. They obviously didn't read the rules template. They have a 5-minute pause for this DC of Omni, which is terrible for KT. If they can't get their player back within 5 minutes, and he disconnects now, but what happens for those who are not aware, they play on. They play on until he reconnects, and there have been a number of games which have gone the other team's favour because somebody didn't reconnect it within that 5 minutes. In this particular case, he did connect, and they're fine. The game will resume, and we will see who is going to take out the best of three, or game one of the best of three between GTB and KT. We see a good rotation from the SD going into the top lane. There's been some kind of call here for support, and I'm not sure why that is. I think this could potentially be a misplay. This will be first blood if they're not careful, and it is going to be first blood. He uses the infest, and first blood goes down. KT suffering the blow of miscommunication there, with Shadow Demon rotating top for I don't know what reason. He disrupts, but there's no follow through, and that results in his actual death as he tries to stick around and throw that soul catcher down. I don't know what he was thinking. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, excellent use of Chen's net as well as a ball lightning, picking up their second kill. GTB feeling they've got the groove and showing that mojo by picking off 2 kills very rapidly. Psychologically, this is going to be a big blow to KT, given they just come back from his DC, and this means they're going to be feeling like they're on the back foot already. And damage going down onto the tower. Why is the Shadow Demon in the top lane? I'll have to ask my technical experts at a later date what they think about the Shadow Demon having rotated into top lane. I don't agree with this particular play. Again, I'm a bit of a scrub in comparison to some of these guys playing, but I think it would have been better just to leave Omni in that top lane. But they were looking for some kind of play, and it didn't work out. Perhaps even if both of them had rotated top, both the Nyx and the Shadow Demon, they could have done some big plays. But we see a TP out of the Weaver. The Weaver's gone to mid to try and help pick off somebody. There's a boat, there's a bunch of abilities going down. Everybody right clicking, and there's a bunch of damage. The X marks the stop going down to Chen. They are going to get Chen. They are potentially also going to get somebody else if he's not careful. But he uses his very last ounce of mana to get away. Oh no, does he? He gets surged so much pursuit by Conker. He almost gets him with that tidal surge, but just not enough timing. And I guess if Omni had stuck on the path and actually kept pursuing, if there'd been a communication there, they probably also would have picked him off. But hey, them's the cookies, themselves breaks. They did get a kill out of it. They didn't give up anyone, so I guess that is still a win. Man, I'm not sure this Shadow Demon, who's so underleveled in comparison, should be in this top lane solo. I think this is potentially a big misplay here. I don't actually understand how this is actually going to work out. He's only got that disruption to save himself, or to shut him down. And he is, look, watch those open wounds. Here comes, there's a roast disruption. Yeah, he needs it to use the disruption to be driven out. That's all he's got. And when that's down, he can be open wound and killed and picked off, and that's just more farm for the lifestealer. So I don't understand this. He doesn't have the harassment power to drive him out. But Omni's back in lane, so maybe we might see why the Shadow Demon rotated top just now. And we see TPs going on. This is in fact a Darkseer coming into top. This is a 3-man gank on top squad, looking to probably pick off the Shadow Demon if Be The Leaf gets out of position. And it looks like he may just be doing that. He's going in for a shot. Do they see him? Do they see him? They see him. They're going in for the kill. Here comes the net creep, and there's a net, and they do pick off the Shadow Demon. Easy pick off. There's nothing they can do to stop that. That was an obvious play there, but a well executed play there by GTB. Good rotation with the TPs, true to form. Showing Tiki need to sort of lift their game a little bit. They are starting to let it slip a little bit. Maybe that DC put them into the backseat's frame of mind, I guess. I'll have to ask in-game, because I'm going to cast it, I'm going to ask in-game or in the chat channel, why did that Shadow Demon, why did that SD rotate top? Perhaps somebody either in the Twitch channel or in the spectate of the actual game could actually answer that question, because I don't understand the logic behind putting that SD into the top lane. Omni should be able to hold that lane by himself, and he's not going to win the lane. He's not going to die, though, you'd think, because he's got his ult and Zakuzi. He is going to get in a little bit of CS, and he's going to do what he needs to do. In the meantime, the Radiant or KT picking up their bottom tower thanks to that sniper's extra range. And if we look at CS now, as I said earlier, this sniper now starting to come to form. in this bottom lane. In fact, he's toe-to-toe almost with CS with the Lifestealer. What do the graphs tell us? The graphs tell us it is slightly in the favor of the Radiant in terms of XP, but it's toe-to-toe with gold. So a slight level advantage, but we do see a smoke. We do see a smoke. They're looking to pick off somebody in the middle. They're going to rotate around the back and try and get this get Soul, but I don't know if they're going to be able to successfully do it. There needs to be a great execution here from the Storm Spirit with the Ball Lightning, but Soul's not done. He realizes something's up. There's a lot missing, and he doesn't want to push his luck, and he's actually looking to retreat way back to this tier 2, so he clearly knows something is up. In fact, he's TPing out to the top lane. They're going to give up this mid tier 1 for tier 1. He's going to join this push at the top lane. Can't do the dire sense that they've abandoned. They could easily take this tier 2 while they just leave Lifestealer take this tier 1. They're all rotating bottom. There's kinds of TPs going everywhere. I don't know the logic between that abandonment of the mid lane. I guess, but I think it was wise given the situation that I could see. But you know, if I was thinking I'm Kunkka, how would I think? Why would I be abandoning this lane? And meanwhile, Omni's coming to fight off this this assault, and it's actually going to be a 5-on-1 or 5-on-2. And if these guys aren't careful, they're going to get picked off. Both of them. There's a surge going in. There's a hex, and oh my god, all kinds of ability. There goes Omni, and also and also the next assassin, just as I called it. They have to be extremely careful. Good plays there by GTB, showing true to form why they came out on in the top 2 of their play group, taking that out quite easily. Actually, no, I think they got 3 for 3, so I think this is a 3 for 3 matchup. I think they beat GD. GD was surprised that, yeah, they did beat GD. So, looking at the results. So, hey, look, this team's showing why they won their pool. KT having a slightly easier pool in terms of who was in their pool, but you know, they're not a team to be trifled with either, so it's still anyone's game. It's still early on, and there's a Rage TP out for Lifestealer. What's going on here? I have no idea. And look, I'm not getting any response as to why that hero rotated out. So I can't tell you what, guys. Maybe someone can comment on this on YouTube later, why that SD rotated top, because I don't particularly understand that logic. But you know, these guys are better players than me. They have an understanding of their own team dynamics, so they know what they're trying to achieve. But obviously it didn't pay off as well as they'd expected. They are 1 for 5. They are down. They're deck for XP. I don't know how that's worked. They've just picked up so much more CS, I guess. I don't know. Meanwhile, in gold, they are sitting at almost 3,000 deficit for gold. So it is a 13-minute mark, so that's not terrible. But they need to play very smart. They need to win a team fight, basically. They win a team fight, they're back on track to winning this game, or at least winning the graph battle between these two teams. And I just want to thank the several spectators in my chat channel for sticking with me as opposed to watching D2NZ in game. Hey, look, you can still watch him in game. He has put a lot of effort into this event. I know he doesn't like me. In fact, I think he hates me. But hey, that has nothing to do with good Dota and supporting those who actually put their neck out on the line and put their hands up to run an event. In the meantime, back into the game, we can see Storm Spirit. He's been infested, ready to bomb out. And this is going to be a great engagement for the Dire. They've got this level advantage as well as gold advantage, and they're going to capitalize on this. They're going to isolate this Weaver and try and bomb him, or at least try and pick off this Shadow Demon again. And it is going to be Shadow Demon, although that was an amazing soul catching, and they get 2 heroes. There's an immediate buyback from 3 heroes, an immediate buyback from Chen. They're looking to try and reverse this lot. Wow, abilities going down everywhere. Sniper going down, and also Storm Spirit. They're looking to pursue and pick off Kunkka with a vest, but with a Lifestealer, but it was overcommitted, so that went completely in KT's favor. I thought, you know, initially this was going to be great for GTB with the bomb, but it didn't work out. The tide being completely in KT's favor, only losing Sniper in that entire engagement where they killed basically the entire team except for Lion. So, you know, now they're 6 for 6, and the graph's going to say kaboom, and you can see it there. XP wise, they're now on top, and gold wise, they've almost equated. So exactly what I said before. They need that team fight. Great plays there. Excellently executed, especially Soul with his boat. Great maneuver there by I don't know his name. What is it? Be the Leaf with the Soul Catcher. It was slightly lucky, but it was well placed that it got that Chen, and that Chen just drops like melted like butter, hot knife to a butter, you know. And that's what you want to do, and that's the power of Soul Catcher. People don't realize the potential of Soul Catcher, and you can see it on my screen now. Bonus 40% damage if you're Soul Catchered. That means a lot. You know, that is the difference between 1 or 4 right clicks in terms of finishing somebody off. So, great play there. Let's see if they can capitalize on this sort of stabilization they've managed to do. They've got no one's got any games under their belts just yet. It is best of 3, so teams should really be treating this game with this high level of caution, really. You know, this is the game that's going to set up the rest of the games. So you shouldn't be throwing away anything. At any stage in a sort of a tournament level, but you know, particularly this first game. The first games always give you an eye opener in terms of how the rest of the game is going to unfold, how gelled the team is currently playing at, and you know, and that's my experience as well. What I've seen in a lot of team games, you know, that first game really dictates the pressure that the other team feels. Like when you lose your first game, you feel under pressure. You feel that you have to try and submarine this, and those who don't know what submarine is, you can look it up in terms of tournament play. You have to kind of submarine it a little bit, and that puts you on the back foot, puts you pressure. Some teams and some players perform exceptionally well under pressure versus no pressure, but that's more of an exception rather than the rule. You know, winning this first game really means everything to both teams and give them that confidence platform. So we should see some strong conservative plays, but strong plays nonetheless coming out of both teams. And we see here both teams rotating into the top. This is going to be another engagement. There's a reactionary TP coming in. It is going to be Weaver as well. So it's going to be a 4 and 5. Wow, there's a TP out by Storm Spirit. So the team decides they're going to retract from this assault. They're not in a position to sort of assault, and so they're going to let the Radiant team take the initiative and push out. And they do a smoke up. This is excellent. I love to see a smoke. They're going to catch somebody, and it is going to be a lifestealer. He sees them. He tries to run. He uses the rage. It might have been a bait, but it's not. And there's another DC. Another DC. There's not much we can do about that. So, going to do another plugin, or talk a little bit about items while we wait for this to happen. We've got a Hand of Midas. Those guys, I didn't comment on earlier because it came up on the screen. You can kind of see what's going on. But we had an earlier Hand of Midas on the sniper. I'm either way. I don't really understand, or I do understand, but I don't sort of have a preference either way as to whether or not you should get a Hand of Midas early on any sort of trail lane hero. Sniper, maybe. It is going to help. And what does it help him do? It's helping him get that Shadow Blade very, very quickly. It is pre 20-minute mark, so he has got a ring every quarter. He has got a Shadow Blade. He is sitting very comfortably on the CS, and that's probably that Hand of Midas has helped them keep stabilized a little bit in terms of the gold difference in the graph. So probably worked out. Kunkka also having picked up a Shadow Blade, and they've got a Weaver. So now this team has this great gank ability with the Shadow Blades and the Weaver, but they've got to be mindful that, you know, it only takes one dust or one well-positioned sentry ward to kind of shut them down a little bit, and that's this kind of weakness you go with these shadow teams. The question is GTB going to react to that, and will we see some great sentry warding and dusting coming out? Well, they have got dust, so it could be the case. Anyway, carrying on now, Shadow Demon, the guy is deceived. Picking up what Shadow Demon does, support items and mana boots is all he really needs for the entire game. You shouldn't be getting the farm. If you're getting the farm, you're denying it from your carry. So Shadow Demon doing exactly what he needs to do. Omni, on the other hand, he's behind. I would have expected with this trail lane Omni that in all the previous games we've seen him, he's just dominated that off lane. He hasn't been able to dominate this off lane, and I think it is because of this Shadow Demon rotation. Someone will correct me later. Quickly moving on with items because there has been a reconnect. Amulet and Basher on Lifestealer, very, very strong, although he's not building towards a BKB, so this could be counteractive. I know people are going to say he's got rage, but BKB is still very strong because, you know, you can sort of rotate them in terms of cooldowns. Get the Lucky doing the support thingy. Early pickup of a mechanism, which is very, very strong on the Darkseer. And it looks like there's going to be an Orchid build on the Storm Spirit. He is a little way off. He is sort of just under halfway through. So they are another sort of 15 minutes away from completing the primary items that they need to complete on that Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, I still think it's all in KT's favour. You know, they've got this invisibility. You can see Conker, he's just invised up with support from. Look at them. I forgot about the Knicks. They've got this pure gank squad, and they could easily pick somebody up if they could find them, but they can't. They can't find anyone. And that was just through pure luck. Although Lifestealer's out of position, he's all alone deep into the Radiant territory. He's looking to escape with a TP. And everyone's just too far away to pick him off. That would have been a great score for KT. But well played there. He did sort of go out of vision in order to deny the possibility of his TP being interrupted. Close call there by Lifestealer. So deep. Immediately buys another town portal, and because you realise that saved him his life. Hey, if you are watching this, hey, look, hit follow, hit subscribe, whether it be YouTube or Twitch channel. If you're looking to also break into casting, or you are somebody who thinks that they could potentially cast, hit me up on Steam. That's Omega Kai on Steam. I'm happy to add you and give you any advice I can have. I've already helped a number of people set up their own sort of casting channels and the use of the software, how to configure it. They're doing it for other reasons. They don't want to do casting, but you know, I'm very much in the open mind. We need more casters and more streamers in the New Zealand community, Australian community. So hey, I'm not afraid of competition, and I really like to have a very large pool of co-casters, because like now, I have no co-caster, and it may sound like I'm doing okay, but I feel like I'm struggling. You know, I'm missing a lot. I don't understand a little bit of what's going on. I'm missing that secondary point of interest that, you know, people like to have within a cast. So hey, if you want to try your casting talents, hit me up immediately, because I am looking for someone to help cast this best of 3 challenge. And I'm back. So what would I be doing? What am I thinking? Like, both teams are probably looking to get an upper hand somewhere. All they can see really is the items that people have, and the fact that they are 6 for 6 in terms of kills. So what does that mean? That means that it could be anybody's game as far as they're concerned. They can't see the graph that says it's slightly in KT's favour for XP, and also for slightly in almost 0 in terms of gold. But KT coming back very strong after the DC. They've smoked up. They've revealed themselves over the Sentry Ward. So unfortunately, the smoke is not going to do anything, and it is. Everyone's retreating back. They did see them. That's just unfortunate. I apologise for the cough there. Who's in favour? If I look at the team dynamic, is clearly in the favour of GTB. They have this team fight potential with the bomb. They have this a lot of single target damage knockdown. They have the vacuum. They have the wall, and they have basically a hand of might. They have the Omni ult and mechanism. So that's going to be godly in terms of how their team fights could go. On the other hand, they've got this great ganking potential and team shutdown in the form of Disruption, Boat, and Impale. So they've got more damage definitely on the Radiant teams to sort of single target down and gank people. But the team fight is definitely in the favour of GTB, and they're not capitalising on this. You can see here they're going in for the rush, and this could be a smart move because they've got vision over it. There is vision from the Radiant team. They know they're in there. They know at least something's going on, but they can't contest. Are they going to contest? Do they have a smoke? Can they go in there? They need to go in there immediately. They need a boat to go down. Otherwise, this is clearly going to be a GTB's pickup, and it is the GTB pickup. There's nothing. They came in just too late. Just too late. There's a Kunkka pickup. Kunkka goes down, he goes in, he tries to contest, he goes down. In fact, this is a disaster for KT. They've lost 2 heroes. Are they going to lose a hit? They pick up only Darkseer, and they're trying to escape. He just gets right-clicked down. The heart not being used, I should say the Aegis not being used, They pick off another hero. This is disaster for KT. Although they do pick up 2 heroes, and their primary carry in terms of sniper is still alive, so they're not out of it. They're not out of the game just yet. But that didn't go well at all. They waited too long to engage the Roshan, and at that point they probably should have thought, hey, let's abandon this. Let's abandon this this Roshan try and go for yeah, just go for farm. Just let them have it. Let's not give up any actual kills. And what they've gone and done is they've gone and swung it slightly in the favor, probably. Yeah, look at that. That is the engagement in the Roshan pit. It tells you everything. Going from a 4,000 XP difference in their favor to being less than 1,000, and gold wise being pretty much on 0, tied neck to neck, giving them 2,000 gold. So, well, that's not entirely true. They give the Roshan helps there, but you can see that's the decision making you need to make when you're when you don't know whether or not you can contest it, because they don't have the team fight. You know, we just covered that, the fact that they don't have the same team fight capabilities as GTB, and so you know they couldn't run in there and just sort of team fight it out. They had to sort of pick them off, and they couldn't. You know, and that was what they were trying to do. And what do you say? Just for a bit of comparative casting, I am going to throw on D2NZ to see how he's going. I can't hear him. What's he saying?
And maybe we'll see a smoke coming from GTB, just to stir little things up. Sniper, of course. Yasha, 150 damage. With that sniper, probably do so much. Headshot level 2 actually.
Yeah, just wanted to see if he's doing very well, if he's got a co-caster. Hey, look guys, if you want to support D2NZ, go along and listen to him in game and watch mine as if you can't watch the game or you got friends that for whatever reason didn't have D2 added on Steam. You can direct them to my stream. This will be on my YouTube channel later, but hey, for the meantime, support D2NZ in game. He hasn't got a co-caster just like me. It'd be great if we paired up, but he hates me, so that's them's the breaks. So what do you do now? You've gone and sort of thrown it just slightly as KT. GTB, having outplayed them, are probably feeling very, very confident. They've picked up a lot of farm and items. Items say that Lifesteal is feeling very, very confident. He's building towards the AC. They've got this triple stack. They're feeling confident. And it is going to come down to a mid-game, late-game team fight. One singular team fight, is my opinion, is all that's going to matter. If they get it off, they get it off. If they don't get it off, they lose. And so they have to both play with this high level of caution in terms of the next few minutes. The next few minutes mean everything in terms of a team fight. If they go ahead and just sort of throw it away with this frivolous sort of engagement, then the game will be lost and it will be in the favor of whoever played more cautiously. So sticking with true to form, let's have a look and let's see how these games actually unfold. We see in terms of items, this Nick's doing what he does, doesn't need items. He's doing this heavy supporting. Weaver still, he's got the ultimate orb, so he's getting closer. Oh wow, we could hear it, but we didn't see it. We saw that they saw the Nick's assassin. They went to try and Lifestealer bomb him with the support of their smoke up team. In fact, all 5 of them in the Radiant jungle, they didn't actually find somebody, and hey, that them's the breaks with the smoke up. They didn't have that deep ward penetration, so they didn't know exactly where to direct the smoke gank towards. Although they're looking to try and pick someone off at least, but nobody wants to get near the Lifestealer and the Storm, so they're all choosing to back off. Storm, having picked up that Orchid, I totally missed that, and he's now also got the Mystic Staff going towards that Sheep Stick, or don't know what else he'd possibly get with that. Maybe we get a Shivers, would he? Shivers Guard? Oh, maybe he will. Reactionary TP's in now from KT. They're looking to repel this assault. Can they do it? Let's see, I guess. They do. It looks like they do repel them. GTB want blood though, so they're gonna go in. They decide to go for it. The great execution there with abilities, but he's all alone. The rest of his team's too far away. There's a disruption that probably saved him, and he had the Aegis. So this has gone in the favour slightly of GTB. They picked up a kill, 1 for 1. And Aegis being pushed out. They're looking. Oh wow, excellent plays there by Stormspirit. They're picking off. There's right clicks going everywhere, and you can see great toggling there from with the armlet from the lifestealer. In fact, it is a complete team wipe. Good job there, GTB. That is an excellent maneuver. You know, I thought for a second it's really that disruption on the Storm Spirit that was unnecessary. They could have killed him off earlier and been in a better position, but it basically bought GTB a time to get in and sort of follow up. So great plays there, excellently executed abilities. No, I can't fault anything that GTB did in that particular engagement, and excellent arm toggling there from the Lifestealer. Armlet toggling, I should say. Being clear now, armlet toggling. Right, as you can see, the graphs are going to tell me it is now for the first time in GTB's favour for XP. Only just over 2 XP, so 202k XP and 4,000 gold. So, you know, it isn't a death sentence anywhere near a death sentence just. They still have a lot of potential to come out of KT, but the team fights are definitely going in the favour of GTB. As I explained earlier, they have that better team fight. There's no way to better describe it. You know, they have the heroes that synergize better in the team engagement. Though KT have this huge ganking potential, which is not really using. You know, they've basically got 5 stealth heroes, and there's no answer for GTB in the form of heavy dusting or heavy sentry wards. They are placing down the occasional one, but they're not going overboard, which tells me they don't feel threatened by this by all the stealth that is on the enemy team. Meanwhile, Sniper has got his Manta, so we could see a swing here. We could see Sniper picking up a rampage, as we saw him picking up in the pool play. But hey, that's just me speculating how the game will unfold. Yeah, another quick shout out there to anyone that wishes to co-cast in the later pool play for today of this particular game. Oh, excellent! Onto Shadow Doom, and Shadow Doom being singled out is easily picked off. He did a defensive disruption, which just bought them more time to position. So excellently spotted with I don't know how they spotted him. There was just great spotting. Came in with a Storm Spirit bomb. Did they even use Orchid? Didn't even use Orchid. That's how strong it was. They felt so confident just right clicking and using a couple of abilities. But as I said before, hey guys, if you want to co-cast, there is at least one more game, because this is best of 3 after this, and I am looking still for a co-caster to jump in and co-cast with me. I will try avenues now while the game is currently being paused. Let's have a look here. You know, game of DCs, this tends to happen in the lower premium plays tournaments. You know, particularly those players for some reason that live in Oz. You know, I don't want to bag Oz because I was there last week and I had a great time. But you guys have terrible international internet. I don't know what it is about traffic to country internet sites outside, or internet or gaming outside your country. But it's just terrible. You have to have like fiber in Australia in order to play games, as far as I can tell, because you just get so many disconnect issues and latency issues. But he's back. He's back into the game, and this is a good call here. Let's see if we can round off this best of 2 challenge. Will the GTB take this out against the favourites? I guess, in my opinion, the favourites KT, or will KT come back and actually win this very strongly, meaning they only need one more game after this? The game in the next 5 minutes to 10 to 15 minutes, we probably will find out which team will win. Again, another shout out to those guys who are currently watching on the channel. I can see you there. Oh, I missed that. Another Storm's bomb? No, he just ran in with haste, sheep, and Orchid. Apologies for missing that pickup there. any case, big shout out to those guys currently watching on the Twitch channel. Hey, make yourself present and make yourself known by sort of saying something and asking any questions you feel like we're asking that I can answer for you if all possible. Or criticism. I like criticism. It helps me develop better casting skills and better commentary. So you got some criticism, let me know. I won't get offended. Yeah, back into it now. Wow, everyone now into this phase, sort of like positioning phase in terms of picking up farm. They've sort of reverted to farm because they're expecting to now just transition into that late game phase. They've now sort of all doing this neandering, grouping up, but not looking to kill anyone. Kind of just playing it safe, but at the same time picking up farm. Pushing the lanes where they need to be pushed, doing actions when they need to do action. It's now completely in the favour of whoever has the advantage in terms of graph. And the graph says it's all in GTB's favour by about 5 grand either way, and that just means that's going to translate to 1 or 2 items advantage. And so if they both just sit back and farm, who will win the farming game? To me, it's clearly GTB wins the farm game. Sniper and Kunka have this potential to also really farm quite aggressively and quite heavily, but I think if they just both back off and both just wait for the farm, it's going to be in GTB's favour. It's this roaming gank potential out of KT needs to be executed. Oh no, executed is not the right word. We saw it. Look at that. It's just about to talk about that storm bomb. They dewarded and they saw that. They came in for the pickup. 2 easy right-click kills thanks to an Orchid. No, not even an Orchid. Orchid was on cooldown. Yeah, not even an Orchid. Orchid was just on cooldown, so no, he must have just used it. Yeah, I don't know. I was just about to talk about that. They were dewarding, and they saw that dewarding. There was 2 there. They went Storm Spirit and Shadow Demon and Nyx, and they've taken the 2 supports out. They now feel very, very comfortable having achieved that to go and do Roshan. No issues, no problems. Pick off Roshan. Lololololo. Nothing they can do about it now that they've lost those 2 key lockdown heroes. Maybe a Shadowblade Conquer with a Desolate, with a Daedalus coming in with lots of right-click luck. Could do it, but this time KT choosing to play smarter, not contest that Roshan because they know they're not in the position to do so. But now there's a smoke up here from GTB, looking to capitalise on the fact that they picked up Roshan. That KT have kind of recoiled a little bit into a defensive position. They have also Storm Spirit bombed up into this bottom Storm Spirit. And here we go. This is going to be a dead somebody. He's been revealed. And look at that. He walks right into it. Easy kill. Thanks to also an Orchid Juice. No Orchid Juice. Wow, so much abilities going like that. He doesn't need this Orchid. He does use the Orchid just there now. He is going to pick up Storm Spirit. His favourite target. This is going to be a tower. This is going to be GG as far as I'm concerned. That is just steamrolled out of control. Out of positioning there. Well, a great execution in terms of out positioning by GTB. They're going to get this tier 2 tower, potentially this tier 3 tower, and if there is another throw by KT, it is going to be a GG. I'm not going to hold back here. They're going to learn from this and come back. But instead, actually, what we see here is we see no creep wave to follow through. So time bought by KT by the fact they didn't have any creep wave. So, hey look, they've got still chances here. Wow, see, look at that. You see the versatility of that Storm Spirit. They didn't ban him out, and look what's happened. He's really making them pay for it. In fact, they're going to get punished here. This is definitely going to be... He's looking to buy back here. This is going to be an all-for-nothing engagement coming up in any minute now. There is a buyback. This means they need to engage. They need to wipe. Force buybacks out of the other team. Is GTB going to pressure this, or are they going to take this as a win and just rotate? They are. They're going to take a win and rotate. That is the extremely smart maneuver there by GTB, not overcommitting, knowing that they've forced out a buyback, and just looking to move and rotate into the top lane. And in fact, GTB haven't done that. They've kind of just backed off, and they're looking for an opportunity. They're not sure where this opportunity is going to come from, but they know it's going to come in the form of a Storm Spirit bomb when they want to do it. And what's he doing so deep into their territory? Oh, he's just looking to push these lanes. They're going for a split push. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for them. But obviously Storm Spirit feeling he doesn't need the support of anyone. He's got enough mana that he can just right click on the waves and just bolt out of there freely when he feels he's in danger. And he's right, you know. There's a lot of damage on this other team. There's a lot of Shadow Blade and invisibility and the capability to gank, but they're not utilizing it. And so he is right. He can just sort of hang back and right click with some fun.
I'm over here.
Well, look, apologies for coughing. I totally forgot. This is still on open broadcast. Hey guys, in the bottom lane here, you can see it's clearly a good maneuver here by Storm Spirit. Looking to push this lane. He's drawn them out, and I thought that he was going to do this so that he can then sort of jump on anyone who answers this push, like the sniper has. But they've chosen not to do so. There is no there's no infest bomb up on Storm Spirit, so good farm there, I guess, for the sniper. And he's going to be really the key that saves him here if he can get enough CS. And they know this, and you can see it as CS. It is skyrocketing it away. He's holding the team together with his item and level advantage. There's an even level advantage. Am I talking out my ass? Let's have a quick look. It should be with that amount of CS. No, he's still being out leveled by 3 levels. So, but he is holding the team up in terms of level advantage over his own team. He is clearly the stopgap measure for them, and if they can capitalize on maybe some out of position by GTB, if a Storm Spirit Lifestealer Bomb goes wrong, then they could turn it around, and they've done it already. We saw in that top lane position an excellent position of play by KT. Really executed it extremely well, and they were able to pick up 4 for the exchange of 1. But as I say that, we see Storm Spirit Bomb taking out Kunkka, and now taking out Storm. Picking off 2 heroes quite easy with that huge flexibility that Storm Spirit has, with that massive mana pool. There's another buyback. This is looking extremely dire for KT. They need to win this engagement. They need to force an engagement here. They need to get all 5 and kill and come out on top. If they don't, then this is GG. Yeah, look at that. That is excellent use of abilities and skills. Why did Kunkka reveal himself? He revealed himself with a right click. He was out of range of that sentry ward, but no, that's another 2-3 kills. They're going to get this tower, they're going to get this Rex, and I believe here is where KT will GG out and go to the next round for the best of 2. This is clearly going in favour of GTB. I don't see any amazing plays coming out of KT at this stage that is going to save them, or even save this one Rex engagement. In fact, they're throwing lives away. They're definitely they're definitely giving it up in terms of their lives. They've just basically secured the loss. You know, and we talk about this a lot. Your Rex is going to go down. It's 2 on 5. What do? Do you try and dive in and hope that they retreat? Top teams are not going to retreat. Even if you get really lucky and kill 2 of them before you die, they're not going to retreat. They're just going to utilize. They're going to kill you and know that you're down for even longer and rotate to the next tower, set of towers and racks, and that's exactly what they've done. So that dive there, not working in favour of KT. I think they already knew that. You know, I've seen these guys play a lot. They've played at such strong high level of play. So I think they decided they're not going to GG just yet. They're going to see what they can do. They're going to play it out. They're going to wear out the other team and just see how it goes. But that's clearly all in the favour of GTB. In fact, wow, they do get driven off having been Rex twice, but this should be a GG here. No? Why is there no GG? KT playing in a mode that complexes me slightly today. They did that Shadow Demon rotation earlier, which I didn't understand, and also now they're not GGing into the next game. They want to just play this out. You know, I'm on 2 minds about it. You know, don't give up, fight to the bitter end. But also at the same time, you want to go into the next game with a better psyche in terms of your team psyche. You want to feel as though you can win. That you lost because perhaps the other team outplayed you or you did something wrong. You don't want to feel defeatedly crushed, because that's going to put you into a negative mindset for the next match. And I don't know these guys. I don't know how they play, but potentially that's how they're going to feel if they keep playing this out. You can see here that they're looking to defend this bottom racks as much as possible, but GTB feel they got this in their bag and they're not just farming. I'm being asked to play something, so I am going to play this in the background. Just because I believe GTB have this in the game. Not even gonna cast, because this is clearly a win for GTB. Right, so yep, played a song there for someone who requested to do so, who was watching the stream. I guess he's a friend of Dynamite, and feels that Dynamite deserves his own theme song. Playing exceptionally well, picking up a good amount of CS. He is going to go down to the sniper shot though. Boom! No, wait, he uses the mechanism to save himself. Comboed with the pipes of insight. Excellent play there. And Lifestealer just picking them off now, and this should be the end of the game. Well played by GTB, playing exceptionally well. I can't fault them in anything in this particular game matchup. They picked the lanes very, very well. They used Chen effectively. It wasn't one of those games where Chen did nothing and just farmed and was ineffectual. He didn't do this great body blocking that sometimes you see, but he still was there when they needed him to be, in the team fights, doing what he needed to do, trapping creeps when he could. And I think that's what you got to do. And GG, well played there. We will go to the next game. In the meantime, while I'm streaming, I will be playing the theme song of Dynamite just to congratulate them while we wait for the next game to get up. I was Amiga Kai. If you liked what I'm doing, hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. Give me your support, so maybe in the future D2NZ will see how many followers I've got and go, hey, I actually overreacted and we can work together. Otherwise, lead your support to D2NZ in-game by